Yes, of course. One, two, three.
Cool. I see us online on X. So just a couple minutes. We are waiting Chris, and then we can start.
Sure.
Hi, Chris. How are you doing?
Hi guys, how are you doing? I'm fine. How
Hello,
about
Chris.
you?
Good,
So, uh,
good.
uh,
Good as well.
Yeah, and so we can start. Welcome, everyone. Today we are exploring all-in-one, a project building crypto-to-fiat payment infrastructure for iGaming, and we have Gagarin joining us today as well. So with me is Christian or Chris, CGO at All-in-One, and Artem from Gagarin. So before we
Hey there.
dive in, Christian, give us a 60-second pitch. What is All-in-One about?
okay, great. First of all, thanks for having this great AMA. Really excited about it. When I want to give you a 60-second pitch, I would say that All-in-One is a crypto payment infrastructure for businesses that need to move money globally without any friction or banks. You have one API that covers the full stack of deposits, payouts, on-ramps, off-ramps, and stablecoin settlement across all the major chains and assets. And the problem we are solving with All-in-One is that if you're, for example, iGaming operator, if you have an e-sport platform, you're a global merchant whatsoever, you're stitching 4 or 5 different providers for checkouts, payouts, FX settlement, whatsoever. You have every time a single point of failure. And with our infrastructure, we combine in one integration everything. We batch and sweep pay-ins, payouts. We can cut gas fees as much as possible. And you have 24/7 settlement, zero reconciliation headaches. And that's all in one. It's your all-in-one platform for every activity on chain you're doing when it comes to pay-ins, payouts, and settlements.
Okay, awesome. So today we will dive deeper in your product and try to find the best portrait of client and overall go through idea of your business and so on. So Artem, now mic is yours. So also please explain us what Gagarin does nowadays because many people remember you from Launchpad. So yeah, mic is yours.
Right. Thank you, Daniel. So Gagarin, right? Usually we have been associated with the Launchpad, and sometimes we still are. Recently, we've been brushing up our partnerships network, and I think like 25% of them still believes we are a Launchpad, which is partly true. I mean, the domain is still live, but we have completely pivoted towards a marketing agency back in 2023. I believe, yes, indeed. So it's been 3 years since we are exclusively in Web3 marketing. We have been trying to ride the wave of all the trends in crypto marketing with the TMAs, with the post immersion of the KOLs, and many, many other things. Talking about the one thing now, I wouldn't name just a tool or a feature. I would say more about the philosophy of ours. We really, on this market of bullish, bearish, which changes daily, we have completely turned visibility into measurable growth and made this our mantra, basically. It's not impressions, not awareness, but users, deposits, trading activity. This is what we lean to. This is what we really value. In Yeah, I mean, we work mostly with Web3, fintech, and iGaming projects as well, which is quite relevant for today. Not just the industries for traditional marketing. And over time, we've built a very performance-driven approach that is basically our philosophy now. Well, at least for 2026, let's see how it goes next.
Yeah, thanks for your presentation. So that's why I'm asking you today to join us, because I think your experience within a gaming ecosystem can also be valuable today. So, Chris, get back to your product. So let's talk about your crypto-to-fiat processing in the simple words. Like imagine users who has never used crypto for payments, or like companies who also haven't heard of it. Also, we know that Stripe now has crypto, PayPal has crypto. So explain what like is your difference, and why people should use your solution, or companies should use your solution when we have so much big competitors.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks very much for it. When it comes to our solution, what we offer and what we do, we are very much targeting operators or merchants who are running, or like who are having a lot of pay-ins and a lot of payouts. If you are like a very small e-commerce store, you also can run our infrastructure, but it's like the benefits of using our infrastructure is maybe not as a given, like if you're, for example, an operator who have a lot of transactions. Like if I give you an example, for example, you are an iGaming operator and you have a lot of pay-ins or a lot of payouts. You know, if you use our infrastructure, iGaming operator then calls our payout endpoint, and with 200 winners, for example, and instead of each transaction going on chain and you're paying gas fees every single time, we work with sub transactions underneath it. So you have one parent transaction and then sub transactions underneath it, and you have on-chain settlement, one transaction, one gas fees, like one footprint on chain, but yeah, you have like multiple payouts. Coming back to a question, you did ask me how I can explain it to somebody who has never touched crypto or has no knowledge about crypto. I would say that we offer the bridge between fiat and crypto payments, but also improving the workflow for people who run a lot of pay-ins and a lot of payouts. So of course there are like solutions out there that offer you that fiat on and off ramp and crypto payments, but we are focusing on operators, merchants who are having a lot of pay-ins and a lot of payouts. And then reconciliation can become like a big issue, a big problem for a lot of companies, operators, and that's where we have our edge.
Yeah, I also would love to add that big providers like Stripe have some restrictions with industries they work with, so they do not cover iGaming or some other high-risk payments. So yeah, that's also important thing to understand about it. And yeah, what kind of volumes can you work with? So give us a real example.
Like volumes, how much we
Transaction
do.
volumes, yeah, like you mentioned, like for example, 200 transactions you can put in one transaction on chain. So what do you have maximum, and maybe some examples from your clients?
Like you may, I mean, when it comes to iGaming, you have a lot of operators who are operating from many restrictions, like from Curacao, from Malta, from Cyprus. You have a lot of operators in the eastern region of Europe. So we do serve all of them. We are like completely, like we are fully compliant. The only thing which is kind of difficult is that we have 11 mid-market clients and 6 enterprise clients, but the volume we are doing with them and everything is very confidential. But to give you like an overview of what we did in the last year, so when it comes to transactions, we did over 50 million transactions in total. That's what I can tell you. Most of it was on layer 2s. We also, like, not as many on Bitcoin, but we run a lot of payments on layer 2s and on Tron, but also on mainnet. And 50 million transactions in total. We saved them up to 93% of gas fees. And yeah, that's like a number I can share. And if we have, like, for example, a meeting with a operator who's very interested in our solution, we then would sign an NDA, and then they would see like the whole, the actual numbers.
Yeah, that sounds really impressive, like big numbers. And I love that you already have existing clients, and yeah, thanks for sharing that. So
Sure.
yeah, let's talk about your business model. So you mentioned that you saved gas fees up to 93%. That's amazing. But how do you make money, and who pays for that?
Yeah, of course, we have a business model that is not only focused on one income stream, we have multiple income streams. Our biggest income stream is we are charging for pay-ins. So when you, for example, when you run our infrastructure and you have pay-ins on our infrastructure, we charge you 0.3%, which is negotiable, but this is like the fee we are having set as a threshold. And when you compare that to our competition, like for example, Now Payments or CoinsPay, the cheapest you get is 0.5%. So we are the cheapest in the market. There's no one cheaper than us. And if there's somebody cheaper than us, tell us and we will match that. So we are the cheapest. We don't charge anything on payouts. So this is like free of charge. But we also offer enterprise compliance services. We have a partner we're working with. We did do a partnership with them last year, Crystal Intelligence. I don't know, you probably know them, like a very, very big compliance provider in the space. And we also offer enterprise compliance features, compliance as a service. So when you integrate our solution, you can also integrate the enterprise solution of Crystal Intelligence, and for that we can also, like, we also share a cut. This would also be like another income stream. We also charge a little bit on FX spread. So when you do pay-ins and payouts, we charge you a little bit of that. But everything we charge is the cheapest in the market. So we are a volume-based business model. So we are not getting a lot of money from each single transaction. It's like the volume, which is important to us. So yeah, this is our business model. And we also are right now integrating a Canton network for our operators. We do have a couple of operators who want full private settlement. And for that we are also running a Canton validator, and we're running a node. So we're also providing that if an operator wants complete private settlement, you can choose our infrastructure and we can offer that.
Okay,
And that's also something which is like yeah, where we get like a little cut because it's
Yeah,
more expensive.
that's amazing. I see a lot of like rising of privacy payments now, and yeah, last year, end of last year, I think it was a huge uptrend in blockchains like Monero and Zcash.
Yeah, Monero, Zcash, Canton,
Yeah,
all of them.
and
Yeah,
basically it is because regulations are like coming to crypto, especially in European Union, and of course some people want to hide transactions.
sure. I mean, Mika definitely was fueling this trend of private settlement for sure.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And yeah, I think last question is this part about your business, and then Artem will ask you about marketing side and client acquisition part. So, who is your ideal client, like your ICP of
Mm.
yeah, share it with us.
Well, as I mentioned before, we are very much like when you take a look at our infrastructure, what we provide, the benefit you will get from our infrastructure is probably the reconciliation headaches, which are going to be gone when you use our infrastructure, and the gas fees you save in the bulk. Like as if you have many transactions, you have like a huge benefit of using us. So that's why our key clients or like our CPI are probably gaming operators, iGaming operators, merchants who are like having like a lot of customers, but also in the forex industry we have like an edge, or we also have like potential clients. But when it comes to yeah, our biggest merchants are iGaming operators. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, if someone from this industry is watching us, you can reach out directly me or Chris, or like just send a message on X or on Telegram, or even you can request something on EasyMM website and we can connect you. So yeah, let's move on. Artyom, I think you have some questions to Chris, so feel free to ask.
I certainly do. I certainly do. Yes, I've enjoyed listening to your business model and your revenue model in particular, that you don't add these useless features like, okay, we're going to add some staking to increase our revenue. We're gonna freeze our tokens and all that kind of stuff. I love that you say it's for the first time in my life I've heard this word combination, these that you get license as a service. You said it right. The compliance as a service,
Compliance
which
as a
is
service.
just wonderful. Like you basically just outsource compliance for somebody else, and this is a real use case. So I'm not a fool to ask you how you're gonna do that, because this is basically how you what is in the core of your business. I believe this is your network, which must be extremely strong, that you can even outsource this to other companies. Um, but what I would love to know, as from the marketing side, I believe that at some point of your when you're scaled already and you see this volumes coming, is there a bottleneck in terms of your marketing, and how you gonna perform the client acquisition and building distribution through whom? Is it basically just the word of mouth and uh, the AMA sessions, anything like that, or you have a funnel that's going to bring you these deals in the long run?
Well, Artem, you're actually pointing out the biggest bottleneck we are having, or the beer case, so to speak, is the distribution aspect. And when it comes to crypto payments, I wouldn't say that the tech is the most important thing. It's the trust, and especially when it comes to payment infrastructure, it's the trust business. Especially if you're an operator who already has like a payment infrastructure, you will not change your current situation with another company you don't trust or somebody vouched for. So this is our biggest bottleneck by far. That the trust issue is like very, very important, especially when it comes to crypto payments, especially when it comes to managing your money income stream, your payment flow. So this is our by far biggest bottleneck, and we learned it the hard way last year when we started a huge campaign reaching out to a lot of people, a lot of operators, that this was always the bottleneck. So that the trust issue is very difficult to overcome if you have like a cold outreach to people you never met in person before, which is why we did go to a lot of conferences, the Sigma events, Sigma Malta, Rome. We did pitch over there. We got second place twice. We would also be able to go to the Sigma event in Sao Paulo, which is happening this week. We also got nominated into the final, but we unfortunately will not be there. And that's the biggest bottleneck by far, the trust issue.
I understand, but I'm happy to hear that you already have the existing clients which will inevitably help you build this trust foundation, which is so required for your continued success. There's another thing I would actually love to ask if Daniel lets me.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm just hypothetically, let's say like in the range of 3 to 5 years, your positioning and your targeting is quite narrow, which is good. On one thing, it is extremely good now, but there, like, how do I see it? There is a chance that you'll just basically run out of these iGaming providers in the range of 3 to 5 years. You'll basically know everyone. Everyone will be knowing you. Is there a way to somewhat increase the functionality of your AIO in order to be able to face another group of projects that could be your potential clients?
That's a great question, and I would say that there's always room to improvement. If you don't improve, then there's like stagnation, and that's like not something you want for a product. So there's always room for improvement, especially when it in this current day and age where you implement a lot of AI processes and can leverage from that. And I mean, if you take a look at that, we did become a Canton validator very recently. We are now integrating this whole infrastructure of Canton into our product. So this is actually something which is differentiating us from other providers. There is no payment provider who's actually having the Canton infrastructure integrated. So there's always room for improvement, and you're not wrong pointing out that there might be a wall, that there might be the possibility of us hitting a wall where we have to reevaluate our approach. But I hope we will not hit this wall, and I hope that we will always improve our product to not reach that point. I think that's
I'm sure
the only
that's
thing I
it.
can say to it. We have a great developer team. Rabi and On are one of our devs who are like really ambitious, and I'm very confident that we are able to always improve our product and come up with great ideas. And also we do run multiple businesses, so to speak. So I think there's like it's a good point. It's a good point. Yeah. You're not wrong.
Yeah. Continuing this discussion, I'd love to ask you, what is the biggest risk to all-in-one right now?
Say again? Sorry.
What is the biggest risk to your company right now, like to all-in-one?
The biggest risk, well, the biggest risk is that, I would say that a lot of, when it comes to a lot of iGaming operators, they do run, they do have a payment infrastructure already implemented. And a lot of iGaming operators, they run their own payment infrastructure, which is maybe not as enterprise as our solution, but it's maybe good enough. And maybe they're like improving their payment infrastructure that much that there's like no necessity for a different provider. There could be like a risk which we're not seeing right now, but it could be happening. And another risk is also that our competition is great. Like we have really big competition when it comes to no payments, when it comes to CoinsPay. They're really big guys. Like they're really, really big. also Coinbase, they also have like a payment infrastructure for operators. So we have like very, very, very big competition. Our edge is right now we are the cheapest, and we run also other features other competition does not. But yeah, our competition is great, and survival of the fittest. And maybe they get like so big that we not get a share of the market. But right now we're doing well. Yeah, that's, I would say, the biggest bottleneck. Sure.
That's good to hear that, but also like on my experience, just to be the cheapest option is not enough to be
Yeah,
successful.
sure. Yeah.
And also, price dumping was also not the best strategy in like survivals. Okay, and where are you in 12 months? Give me specific metrics, maybe not just like global adoption or this kind of thing.
Okay, where we're going to see each other, where we're going to see us in 12 months, you mean?
Yeah, like if everything goes smoothly like you planned, so where are you?
Well, so we are right now always trying to go to as many in-person events as possible to create trust in the market. We want to be known as payment providers who you can trust. So we are trying to be there. We are hopefully going to win one of the competitions at Sigma. We got second place twice, and we want to win at least one. We want to also be present at conferences and also having a booth to see, to actually let people meet us in person. We are integrating advanced features. We want to get more client onboarded. And in 12 months, it would be great if we would have at least 10 operators, like 10 enterprise operators integrated, and have features integrated which we are not offering right now. So there's a huge potential, of course, and I hope we're going to be in 12 months far ahead. That's something I wanted to say. I don't know. I mean, there's always room for improvement. I don't want to give you like delusional numbers now, saying, okay, we want to run at least 100 million transactions a year. That's actually not that important for us. It's important, or it would be a great success if we are known in the market for, you can trust those people. They're trustable payment providers. We are people and not only avatars. Like we want to be present on conferences to meet potential clients and potential partners, and that's actually more important to us.
Mm-hmm. And like the last question from my side, do you plan to launch your token?
No, we don't. We're not planning to launch a token right now. There's no need for a payment provider to launch a token. So no, when it comes to that, we are not planning to do that. But we are also right now, like the whole company of what we are doing, we're also planning on, and we're also actually, one of our team is actually building it decentralized exchange, and for that it makes sense to launch a token, yes. But for our payment solution, it doesn't make sense to launch a token.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that because too many projects with tokens that really don't need to. Artyom, do you have any other questions to Chris?
Yeah, perhaps I would love to know a little bit more in your online presence rather than offline. You mentioned Sigma. I believe you always have ICE in mind when talking about these type of conferences. But do you consider increasing your online presence and maybe considering other conferences that are not really into iGaming but more into the blockchain itself? Because as for me, I can clearly see I mean, we've been talking about the iGaming, but there is gaming without the eye as well, and they process countless transactions too. Like if we have a look at the Web2 games and the amount of transactions happening on Steam, even the Web3 they already exist in Web3 games, which have these marketplaces buying and selling NFTs. I believe that there is always a need for a good on-ramp, off-ramp solution?
Sure. To answer your first question, if we are also going to other conferences or if we are planning to do it, we had been, for example, 2 weeks ago, or was it last week? It was the end of March. We had been at the NBX Expo in Warsaw, in Poland, a Nox blockchain event, which was a great event. Was nice. We did made a couple of great connections over there. So yeah, we're also planning to do that. But yeah, we are very focused on iGaming conferences because we have our target audience over there. But of course, it's always great and beneficial to go to every kind of conference because we also want to keep not only we don't only want to be present over there, but we also want to be right at the at the front where you see like trends going on, and you have like we want to increase our knowledge when it comes to certain trends, and we to gain more news about what we could be building, and just keep ourselves updated. And the second question was, again, if we are thinking about improving our online presence. Thank you very much, Artem, for pointing it out. Our online presence is very weak. We know that. We were like so focused on building the last years that we neglected our online presence very much. And especially when you are like in a business-to-business environment, you are maybe neglecting it way too much. And we were trying very much to focus on the person-to-person side of things. So we went to a lot of conferences, talked to people, built that trust in person. But we also are very, very much aware that trust is also built by a good online presence. And there's room for improvement, very, very much. Yeah, you're right.
It is right, but good that you have a thorough understanding of this necessity.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that like B2B business is not so focused on online presence, but still you can get good leads from that, especially if you're making strategy right. So yeah, I believe.
Yeah, sure.
Right, guys, like I totally understand that you have no internal resource for that. Yeah, you can also connect to guys from Gagarin. I know they do their stuff really great. So yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, Chris, maybe you want to share something with us today after we discussed with everything.
You mean just in general, or like
maybe like something that we didn't cover yet, but you think it's important to say.
That's a good question. I really like that. What do I want to share? Well, I mean, I did share that we didn't push it to our online presence, that we are integrating right now the Canton network into our infrastructure to offer private settlements. It was just like requested by two merchants we have, that they wanted to have like a private settlement. So it's not like publicly announced yet. So it was a preview. There was something I want to share. And beside that, we really wanted to go to Sao Paulo to the Sigma event, but it's not happening, unfortunately, even though we are in the finals, which is like very bad, but it was such a short notice that we're not able to make it. You're going to be there, Daniel. You're based in Sao Paulo, right? You're going to be there?
I'm in Florianopolis, so no plans to visit Sigma.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not my ideal conference. I will be in Miami in 1 month on Consensus.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds great. What else? I mean, don't know. Like that's a nice preview to share. But anything else? Maybe something personal. We are like a team of approximately like 12 people right now. We are based in Europe, but also in Dubai. You can reach us anywhere. You can reach us on Twitter, on LinkedIn, or on our website. And we also offer blockchain services as well. because we have great developers who are building on-chain. So we also offer, beside our infrastructure for payments, we also offer blockchain services as well. So if you are, for example, if you want to have like a iGaming site or whatsoever, we can offer you a white label solution for that because we also run iGaming infrastructure. So yeah, maybe that's something which you don't know. When you take a look at our website all in one, you think we're just a payment provider, which we declare, like point out on that page, but we also offer more than just payment solutions.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something.
I know that you have a big holding, so I'm glad you share that with us. So Artem, what would you like to add from your side? And also, I'm curious, what advice you can give to project about user acquisition before they come to you?
I mean, for the case of Chris and the AIO, usually a user willing to have them as their payment solution is an entity, right? So it is an iGaming in the iGaming project willing to facilitate their payments and save on the transaction fees. So in this department, I believe that the guys are doing great. What I have already suggested is to increase the online presence, not only the visual, the textual, the audio, everything, so that the market would be buzzing and you would be basically synonymous to these crypto payments. I would still have a close look on the market development itself because it's relatively new, and I believe we never know what's going to happen with the crypto payments and the crypto financial infrastructure layer within like next few years. Maybe iGaming are already, I mean, those genius developers, they have them too. Maybe they are already developing these solutions. And what I would suggest is basically not to maybe to haste. The market might not be too favorable for token launches, but it really favors the developers in those B2B solutions. And what I would suggest is to go for it, is to get exposed, yeah, and do whatever possible. We would surely love to help with increasing your online presence, giving any consultations or advice, but I love that you guys have it all fixed and sorted, and the way you see things is it's just I'm just happy to hear how it all goes on your side. And Daniel, I really forgot the first part of your question.
What can you like maybe one advice you can give to project that come to you for, let's say, improving the digital presence, etc. Like the final goal always is user acquisition. So what you wish they know before they come to you?
Okay, thanks. Well, I would say what I would love everyone to know is that miracles happen, but quite rarely. So you have to remember, keep in mind the gradual approach to everything you do in life, actually, but to user acquisition in particular, because when someone is willing to perform a campaign and they just entered the market, it's their first GTM stage, and I would not expect miracles to happen, but I mean, gradual processing is the key. You set the goals, you start with the warm-ups, you go for the traffic spike, where after you tested the narratives, you increase it, you see the most performing channels, you then enter the conversion layer with landing to your product, and the hooks start working. Then you reinforce it, and this is how you basically conquer the market. And this is what we do, no matter the project, actually. So what I would, I mean, in our industry, in the Web3 space, having a yearly plan, marketing plan, sounds like a fairy tale, right? Like you don't really rely on it at all. But having it as a shaft, as a core of your activities would be beneficial to everyone.
Mm.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's really important, and especially when you starting developing your digital presence, you never expect some like instant results because you're building trust, and maybe the first results will come in like 6, 8 months, but without that groundwork, it's definitely like you have no chance to success, let's say. So first you need to build the ground. After that, you can scale what really works. So yeah,
Exactly.
thanks
So
guys.
yeah.
It was really nice to have you both today and really insightful discussion. Thanks, Chris, for sharing your vision of how crypto payments should work. And I'm really happy to hear that you already have clients, you have more clients soon. And I wish you all the success because crypto provides us really a lot of benefits in terms of payment solutions. And this year and last year, in my opinion, was the year of payment rails, stable coins, fiat to crypto. And finally, we can see that this fee is like 2, 3, 4, 5%, which like was crazy. It was just robbery. Now we see that they are going down. And again, like you mentioned, you as the cheapest solution on the market. Maybe it's not the best positioning because of, like I mentioned, not something cheapest is the best, but like for payments, it's a really important thing. And I'm happy that you built this and make the industry and payment fair for everyone. And thanks, Artem, for joining us too. Like I love your insights from marketing side, your questions. So like usually, I love you to see with us. Thanks everyone for joining today. So ask any questions in the comments. We read everything, we answer everything. Don't forget to follow us, follow Gagarin, follow All in One. They just started their socials, but still help them to boost their online presence. And yeah, have a great week, everyone. Wish you all the best and see you soon.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much,
Always a
guys. It was a
pleasure.
pleasure. It was pretty cool.
Have a
Really
great
enjoyed
week.
that.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Yeah, and happy Easter.